kind of feel a way because you are a prominent voice in the hip hop media space, but Drake give the jump to give it to Akademiks, and then Future give Charlamagne the interlude to his jump, who is kind of like, damn.
No, I don't. Because at the end of the day,
who don't want that exclusive though? Because
I hear that. I hear that who don't want the exclusive, but me personally, I'm just thinking hypothetically because even the other day I was thinking about this. If I was Kendrick, the one thing that I could do to just fuck some shit up when Joe was going on his rant about, oh, you would need to kill him, I would clip that up, and that probably will piss even Drake off more if I'm using his clip to my new song dissing him.
No, of course I get it, but I'm talking about, I get what you're saying. The response could be, but I'm talking about right now in the moment, like that you talking about that's somewhere in the future that can go whenever the case may be. But I'm staying here saying right now, if I am supposed to be the number one guy in hip hop media,
but how can
Akademiks get to break the record?
But how can I give it to you? Well, how can you break the record? Like Joe Budden, I mean, you saying when he do it on his podcast, like how can you break the record?
Could have
what on Twitter? Because I don't think do people follow him on Twitter or even like his stuff like that. Like I feel like I gave it to Akademiks because Akademiks go live every day, right? Or
right. No, of course. Listen to what I'm saying. I get what you're saying, and I do. But realistically, the same thing Akademiks did, Joe could have did. He could have did it on Patreon.
Yeah, but then that's not breaking the news.
So it wouldn't break it to everybody. So he could have found him. I guess he would have had to start him a Twitch account or whatever. I don't know how he could have did it, and I do think that's why you got to kind of give Drake some credit because I think that was the smartest thing. Where it's like, him doing that for Akademiks, and I've seen a lot of people, like I said, I do real quick. I do want to give Akademiks his flowers because I just if you try to create anything, especially something on social media, so I realistically want to say content creating on any source, or even if it's making music or whatever the case may be, if you try to do anything where the base of your promotion has to come from social media, you have to salute that moment for Akademiks, and you gotta salute Drake because even remember when I was talking about it a couple of weeks ago when I was saying with Meek is like, dog, you gotta build somebody up to be able to champion you. If you don't build nobody up, so guess what? Who for Drake, the person who had never, it don't matter what it is, and it could be just some blind stand boy shit, it don't matter. Akademiks never has switched on Drake, and he's gave his personal opinion with certain Jones that he may have not liked as much as he did, but he's fanned out way more than he ever gave hard critique. So when he do give critique, Drake kind of could be like, okay, cool. And then even I do appreciate it because at that one time, what was that? The last album For All the Dogs, and Drake ended up calling in and watching Cass and that stream and Aiden Ross and all of them, and he kind of and made people kind of look at Akademiks crazy because like he was supposed to reach out to Ak. So for him to give one to sample Akademiks and put him towards the end of the song, and to give him so when everybody else questioning if it's the AI version or whatever case may be, and I'm literally on Twitter because I don't even know how Akademiks even did it, but he was doing a live stream. He had all his apps up, so you could have watched it on YouTube, you could have watched it on Tread. So he just was sharing it on all the jumps. But I'm listening to watching it and listening to it on live on Twitter, and he breaking down the version that everybody kind of debating, like, is this AI or is this real, whatever case may be. So from him to go to there, and he's like, oh, I just got a text. Like I said, of course, there's just a little bit of WWF. I don't care. To me, I'm just looking at it for Akademiks. I'm like, it's good. Of course, it's great for entertainment, but I'm still looking at him like to get that moment. I'm like, dog, nobody else deserved that moment more than him. And the reason why I even say that, dog, like it'd be like sometimes at 1 o'clock in the morning, like the same way I tell y'all about Shannon Sharp and Ocho Cinco is like how they be doing the sports joint off the late night. Akademiks do the same thing for hip hop. And it'd be some days with, dog, he got to be talking about rappers that nobody in the world care about, don't know about, besides it's a young group of people that may care. So it may be just so realistically. So for him to still put in that work, and I seen people trying to I seen somebody sit here and be like, oh, but he got his start from the One Shot Rack. I'm like, dog, who cares? That was like 15 years ago or however many years ago. When he was doing the One Shot Rack, dog, I was outside for real. So I don't know nothing about that or don't care about it. Of course, I've done my homework and I've seen it, but it's not that deep, dog. There's so many other people who have still done the same thing, and guess what? They're still not as big as Akademiks. You know why? Because most people aren't as consistent as he. And I hate when people try to discredit somebody and say, oh, you only had this moment because of such and such. No, he had this moment because this nigga is consistently making sure he's putting out content. And I swear to God, if you try, I guarantee you, most people will tap out, dog. There's only a handful of people, and that is why they're in that space, for them not to tap out and sit here and be like, all right, I'm tired. I'm gonna take this day off. I'm gonna take this holiday off. I'm gonna take this moment off. Nah, he's there. He's constantly there. For most people, even from your favorite podcaster, 9 times out of 10, they probably don't want to give him his credit. But when you really need a quick information on a backstory on whatever some breaking news is that nobody else don't got, 9 times out of 10, most of them go to Akademiks and go watch it. You just don't want to give him the credit for it. And that to me is, even when I was listening to Hot 97 this morning, I'm like, bro, that's so corny, y'all, for not to give him some credit for that, because he built his platform up enough to sit here and say, hey, Drake trusts you enough, though. And I watched that junk go from when he was just talking about the regular, he had 260,000 people live on Twitter listening to him break the music and just him going into the details on each verse. And I'm like, this is so fire, dog, because this is Twitter. Like, nobody, I don't listen to none of them other junks. Like, even when Jonah be talking about spaces, and I'm not listening to that shit, dog. But to watch Akademiks do this, and there's 260,000 people in it. Think about it. Most people get happy if they get 10,000 people in there. Like, I've heard Joe talk about, like, oh yeah, we had like 10,000 people in the spaces junk. This nigga had 260. When he came with the original version and he was running it back to back, I watched that shit triple. That shit went up to like 540 something thousand people live in the joint watching him. This is on one joint. This ain't got nothing to do with his Rumble account, his Twitch account, his YouTube account. This was literally just one of his platforms that he was literally going live for. And I'm like, dog, you have to give somebody credit when they could sit here. Dog, that's almost 500,000 people on one app watching you do your thing, dog. I had to take my hat off on him, and I made sure I kept tweeting. I'm like, bro, if you were still hating on this man, dog, I promise you, you've never tried to create nothing on your own. Because if you ever try to create something on your own, you would understand how hard that is. And that moment for him, dog, he deserved it. And you couldn't tell me to give it to nobody else. Like, he literally pulled a radio move, like literally like some real DJ stuff. Play it, let the whole joint play out, bring it back, screaming, going crazy. Like, I'm like, dog, this is him. And this is why he deserved that moment. And sometimes you got to be able to sit here and say, dog, it's okay not to be a hater. Salute this man. The same way when I started this joint, y'all have heard how long I've been hating on Caitlin Clark. So for me to sit here and be able to give this girl a solid 5 or 10 minutes and salute her and give up her bigs and how she got people watching the WNBA draft, though, you can do the same thing for Akademiks, though. He earned that. He deserved that sit here for you to get that man his flowers. He deserved that moment, because now that solidified him in hip-hop history, no matter how you feel about it. Because he was the one who broke the original clean version of that song where you can hear crystal clean is mixed and you heard Drake catch him endless bodies, dog. And the sad thing is, and I posted a jump, and I was like, dog, the crazy thing is, Kendrick Lamar got to hurry up, and you know what? And people like, Kendrick Lamar got to hurry up in response, and people like, why he got to hurry up in response? Because guess what? Rick Ross will knock the air out and all the fun out of this, and y'all not even gonna care when Kendrick Lamar drop. Because him and Drake can go back and forth. Rick Ross helped steal the weekend with Drake. And that's why I do feel like the Rick Ross and Drake thing is a little bit more fixed. Because it's just like, nobody want to talk about Future Jones? By the time Drake dropped his drone and him and Rick Ross started exchanging memes and tweets, and then Drake posting the junk with his text and his mom. And let's be clear, for people like, oh, Drake, so y'all don't think that Drake knew that y'all was going to call him corny for posting that text between him and his mother? He didn't have to post that. He posted that because he knew that people was going to sit here and go out of their body to sit here and clown him. And people did. They clowned him. Oh, you texting your mommy's boy. But he already know that's how y'all feel about him anyway. So I'm not going to lose no sleep over me posting this and y'all just calling me the same stuff you've been calling me.
But can I say, one person, please stay out of this. It's been quiet. Stay under the radar. Don't tweet nothing. Don't say nothing. It's Meek Mills.
No, but guess what?
We ain't talking about you. We ain't
no. But hold on. So let's be clear. And me and our younger brother had this. We literally had the same thought. If I was Meek Mills, I'd be pissed. Because how the hell is Rick Ross ready? In 2024, you ready to go to war with Drake over him? And you say, well, I'm just going off of what Rick Ross said. If you sitting here telling me the only reason why you jumped in this and you unfollowed him because Drake sent French Montana a cease and desist because he didn't want that verse out on Splash Brothers. So for people, of course, if y'all watched the Breakfast Club, when you heard French Montana do any interviews when he was promoting that Mac and Cheese 5, he was basically like, because that song was a song that he had for an album previously. And he was saying he was waiting, like him and Drake already had a joint called Splash Brothers, and that verse already been done. So I don't necessarily know what the fallout between French Montana and Drake was. So because you realistically, and that's why he probably had to send a cease and desist, is because he already cleared the song. So if it's already been recorded, he already cleared it. French Montana, he could just, I'm holding it. I could drop it when I want. So now he tried to drop it, and then that's when Drake sent him the cease and desist. So Rick Ross is saying that is the reason why he's jumping out there going up against Drake right now. To me, if I'm Meek Mills, I'm like, dog, I was signed to you. I see somebody writing in my comments like, it's different. Nigga, what's the difference? Meek Mills was actually signed to Rick Ross. French Montana wasn't. Like, he did a one jump, and he rapped MMG when Rick Ross had that little fake press conference, and it was Omarion and French Montana. But no, he ain't. What are you talking about? He not signed to him. So why the hell would I sit here and think that was okay, dog? Why is it okay for Rick Ross to now to be able to jump out the window and want to diss Drake? But when it was Meek Mills versus Drake, Rick Ross was playing neutral as hell. Like, nah, I'm gonna get them to come back. That's my young brother, and this is my homeboy. I'm not gonna pick no sides. Eventually they're gonna squash, which they did. But it don't matter. Rick Ross did not choose sides. He didn't jump out the window. And somebody sitting here tries to tell me he dissed Drake before and Birdman on I think the song was called Green Money. Oh, that shit was on Black Market. That's probably Rick Ross' worst project. Worst project, numbers wise, song wise, whatever, however you want to judge somebody's project. That's Black absolutely
Market. That's the one with the black.
It's like a white background. And he got like a black top hat on and all. Nigga, who listened to that? I mean, it's not even one. He don't even have a hit record on that project.
He might get one.
Go look at it. I looked because
I think he might got one.
Nigga, I looked on. I said, "Dog, when the person wrote me, I said, dog, you're reaching like that song. This is probably realistically Rick Ross. When Rick Ross again, when we talked about worst albums, when we judging them, and when Rick Ross go to perform, ain't not one song touching his performance playlist off of that album. So that's just my whole thing. It's like, dog, what are we talking about? But there's no way in hell you're gonna sit here and jump out the window for French Montana, but you wouldn't jump out the window for Meek Mills. To me, that's crazy. And I seen Meek tweeted something to people like, damn, why you so quiet?
Just stay quiet. Just take the attention. I mean, attention not on you. Just stay out of it.
Yeah, but to me, it would be hard for me to stay quiet, dog.
I'm just saying, you want to keep the attention off of you because it's like, then you jump out there and all they're gonna do, here come the Diddy jokes and you know what I'm saying? Like, just stay quiet, dog. You ain't got no attention on you. Like we was talking about you about the whole Wale shit. Like if I was you, there's no attention on you. Just stay quiet. Stay out of it. Just let it ride.
I hear what you're saying, but just the human. You telling me if you was Meek Mills, you wouldn't feel no type of way that Rick Ross is on
I might feel some type of way, but I'm not gonna speak on it. Dog, you already been in heat. You've been about everybody jokes for the last
I hear what you're saying.
How many weeks?
Listen, I hear what you're saying, and I agree with what you're saying. And he probably even agree with what you're saying, and that's the only reason why he probably ain't saying no. But I know for a fact that phone is burning a hole in Meek Mill's soul right now. No, I know for a fact he want to go on a goddamn Twitter rant so bad because to me that's corny. There's no way in hell. Though I sit here and almost I got crucified. I literally got smoked by a singing nigga. Dog, in live public, my career has not been the same since then. Now, all of y'all picking sides. Y'all literally left me out to die by myself. From Future, remember when Future had that little diss with me? What is something? You just a battle rapping nigga. Whatever the case, whatever that little I'm a real trapper nigga. You just a battle rapper. When Future threw him that little jab, like, come on, dog. It's dog. If I'm Meek, I want to smoke with everybody. If I'm not gonna lie to you, I swear to God, I hear what you're saying. If I'm Meek Mills, I'm picking a side and I'm gonna pick Drake and I'm riding with Drake.
I mean,
if I'm Drake, if I'm Meek Mills right now, because all of y'all left me to die by myself. When I went up against Drake in what was it, 2015, and it was just me and Drake one-on-one, and nobody wanted to help me, and everybody picked the side. It was only me and Nicki. That was it. I had no other industry friends at that time.
For even that's why I say if I'm Meek, you can't really say much because let's say you did took Rick Ross' side. Drake can say the same thing he's been saying about a lot of people. I gave you your hits too.
Oh, no, for sure. But
but with Meek, how do you really? Because it's like, did y'all really piece up y'all whole beef between you and Drake?
So listen to what I'm saying. But let's be clear. I think most of us, because a lot of times Meek skates out of those conversations when people be like, when he be throwing shots at the label, a lot of times he tried to sit here and say him and Rick Ross still cool. I don't believe it. I don't think 90% of the people don't believe it. And that's why that album sound the way it sound. So if I'm Meek, I'm choosing Drake's side, and I'm going to figure out a way to insert myself, but I can't be corny and just do my own diss by itself, but I have to get on a song with Drake. Because all y'all chose sides. I remember
nasty work.
It's not nasty work because you didn't pick my side. And Future threw shots at me before.
It's still a song. You cannot do that. That is nasty.
Nigga, I don't care. Give me the nasty work award then. I wouldn't care. Nigga, my career already finito. It's coded.
Charged up too? Like,
nigga, I got Marcus. I hear what you're saying, but it's already, dog, Meek Mill's on the other side of the pillow right now. Meek Mills is on the other side of the pillow after you get off a long day of work in the summer and you'd have had your AC pumping all day long and you can't wait to get in the house. It's cool. And you got some silk pillows. You can't wait to flip that pillow over and lay your head down. If I'm Meek Mills, I'm cool. I'm already the butter. Like you literally just said 2 seconds ago. I'm already the butter every joke. No Diddy, everything, all that is attached to me. I'm cooked out here, nigga. I'm cooked like a good glizzy on a goddamn 4th of July cookout. Like, what are you talking about, nigga? I might as well do whatever. What's the purpose? If I'm going to crash out, I might as well crash all the way out. Nah, dog. You can't miss this moment.
Just be quiet, Meek.
And again, like I said, to wrap all of this up, I do sit here again. I think Future and Metro Boomin, they played their hand wrong. Because that this again, like I said,
So what you saying? You should put that one out first and this one second. That's what you're saying.
No, I think you put out the right one first, but I think the second one probably just needed a lot more kick to it.
But me personally, listening to it, I feel like
I like it. No, let's be clear.
No, and that's what I wanted. I was just sitting there saying, I said, damn, I wonder what side might he gonna be on. I'm like, you called the first album mid. And I'm just like, I wonder how he gonna
so let's be clear. So let's be to be honest, because you know the thing I like about this one more, because this at least has a time frame. So even when it came out on Friday night, I'm like, all right, cool, new Future gotta come out. I know for a fact I'm gonna need to make a video in the morning, so I gotta actually just listen to this project. So I'm listening to it. I'm playing 2K. It's nighttime. It's cool. It's not too hype. It's not too loud. I can turn it down a little bit and just listen to it actually, and it's just mellow. So you can play it with the game, and you're not really thinking too hard because the music is just soft sounding. And it's something you can ride to. Like on my way here, I'm just riding to it. I'm listening. It's cool. It's a mellow tone. It's not nothing too exciting. Like I said, besides those, of course, my favorite songs off of there is the last 6. But still, through that whole jump, I could just let it play out. And it just like one of them days when you're not in a mood to like, I don't feel like listening to music. Like when I was in the sauna the other day, I just played this on and let it play out because, like I say, it's just cool. And it's not singing to the point where it's like, all right, it's putting me to sleep. It's singing still to the point where it's like a little bit of R&B swag to it. Now I'm not gonna lie, if I was a rapper, I would kind of be mad that I can go pick this project up in the rap section, because I do feel like, and that's the only thing I don't like about even when we talk about.
But even looking,
it should be on the R&B side.
No, but a lot of them do that, and that's like even with, I think it was even the Beyonce when she put out them first like the Horse and Carriage and all that. I think like she was in the R&B,
but that's when she complained about it though.
But I feel like,
same thing they did for Lil Nas X, and that's people had to complain and voice their opinion on it, because I still think like, what would be the difference between this Bryson Tiller project, the last Bryson Tiller project, or this Future? It's the same thing. The tone and all that is the same.
So my question is, then do you just take out the genres? Like you just, I mean, you have them in a separate, but do you really categorize it with, like when you say, all right, this is a hot top 10, you know what I'm saying? Like, because I feel like even when you look at it, like with Beyonce, you say, all right, well, that was a country, but she still had rapping and she still had, you know what I'm saying, popping, you know what I'm saying? Do you still like just, all right, just forget the genres, whatever song is?
Yeah, no, I'm with you. And I mean, of course, I'm sure for most artists, they would prefer that. But then I'm sure for some artists, like if I'm trying to get the number one R&B Jones, like, yeah, I don't want Future in here because people gonna complain like he not a real R&B singer. But nigga, that's nothing. But all he was doing on there was singing. The substance on the music was that, to me, the substance on his music was more sad and more relatable and lovey-dovey or tricking on your girl more than the Bryson Tiller stuff was. Like if you listen to Bryson Tiller new project and listen to Future, we talking about just substance. We're not talking about who's a better singer or whatever. We talking about the cadence is still in the mix for both of them. They got the same type of cadence. It's like it's R&B with the hip hop on top of it. But we talking about substance, like who actually had more substance in their music. I'm going to lean more towards Future. So it's just like, but I'm sure for somebody like Bryson Tiller, I don't want Future to come back to drop. I go on Apple Music and I see Future on R&B, because that shit would blow me. If I'm Chris Brown, I'm trying to chase the number one R&B album of the week or whatever it is, I would be sick if fucking Future name come in the R&B section, because now he step on my release.
But I don't think the R&B do it is like that. Because when I look like the way on the Apple Music how mine's set up, it's more so like, all right, new music, new releases. On the R&B side, it don't showcase all that. It's just like, what's the best new song? And it might say a new release, but it don't really like, all right.
It's not like the hip hop genre. Like the hip hop one is way more detailed. But I think because
I feel like R&B release more shit.
Of course, but I get that. But I think the difference is realistically for most R&B people is probably realistically they are more total body of work than singles. Where rappers is kind of like I don't know. They chasing the singles a lot more than the whole project. Like think about it, just even for just like it's just more to me. It's a more single driven thing. So I do kind of get how with R&B is like they're even like you said with their new releases, it kind of like stay the same jumps for a long time. Like they really don't go like new single every week. Like you can find something like if it's some new jumps, like we'll say if I go to the R&B jump right now, what's new R&B for new releases?
A lot of them joints go under the radar because you don't.
Well, they got new jumps, so they got hot tracks this week. So there's the first jump was Go Girlfriend, Chris Brown, Love Mine, Party Next Door, Nasty, Tinashe, Chloe Bailey, Boy Bye. So those are all new. All those came out this Friday. Runaway, Bryson Tiller, Chris Brown, Hard to Find, Papa J. I don't know who that is.
Yeah, see, and I think that's something they just did like this week.
Yeah, so it's up there, I guess. If you're looking for it, they definitely got them up there now. So like I said, I'm not mad. Like I said, the Future project to me was cool. I like this one. This one to me was more of an easier listening. I can listen to this one way more. Now, realistically, if we being honest, is he gonna have or will there be any of those songs to the average? Yeah. No, listen, what I'm saying. No, I'm saying to the average consumer would. None of those songs, I'm sure if people listen, if you compare the two, none of those songs are gonna be bigger than Like That, and none of them gonna be bigger than Type Shit. No, listen to what I'm saying. So I'm not. Listen to what I'm saying. Before you say what you say,
joint might give it some go.
Nigga, I like that This Is Sunday, John. When he redid whatever the song they said that he wrote for Drake back in the day. That niggas, I forgot what. Oh my god, whatever the song was, but it's called This Sunday, and he redid the Joe. I just like I said, I can't remember them off the top of my head, but he redid that Drake Joe. Damn, I'm mad. I can't even remember the Drake song that he redid. But basically, they were saying that he wrote that song for Drake, and that's what he was trying to show people. Yeah, it's that song. It's called This Is Sunday. So if you go back and if you go listen to This Sunday on the Future project, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you're a Drake fan, you'll know exactly. It was that song was on Views. Whatever the Drake song I'm talking about, it was on Views. So, but like I said. But to me, I'm just saying, even though we're talking about charting wise, both of those songs is in the top 10 right now on the Billboard charts. And of course, number one is Like That, and I believe, I believe Type Shit is like it might be like number 7 or number 8. So, like I said, I don't necessarily know if anything off that new project will even crack the Billboard. What's name? Because you got that. He got two weekend songs, and I don't necessarily know if any of them Jones gonna sit here and cross over.
I think those gonna be the ones that get them there.
And the crazy thing is that weekend shot, like that's you gotta think again when we talk about how big Drake is, pause. No Diddy. Why you gotta think about because though that weekend shot and that ASAP Rocky, like the ASAP Rocky jump wasn't like crazy. And it to me is like everything ASAP Rocky said about Drake, you kind of could put it to yourself because I get it. I understand for people who don't know, allegedly Drake and ASAP Rocky, I guess, was running a train, or they call it a threesome. That to me ain't no threesome. If it's 2 niggas and 1 girl, that's a train. So Drake baby got born off of the train. Allegedly, that's what they saying. So that's the rumor. That's the word on the word on the internet is that ASAP Rocky and Drake was running the train on this girl, or it may have been another girl involved. I don't know because nobody never heard of no girl. But the way the people are painting the story is ASAP Rocky and it was Drake. I'm sure. I mean, if there's them 2 niggas, I'm sure it was another girl besides Drake baby mother because she ain't. Of course, we all got 2 eyes. She ain't the fire. So I'm sure them 2 niggas that wasn't the girl of their choice. It's just gonna be them. So let's just say if it was a menage a trois, just a big old freak off, whatever the case may be, and she ended up getting pregnant, and that's why both of them had to take DNA tests for that. So if that was his shot, he was throwing it at Drake. I mean, of course, you stumbled up. I mean, I tell y'all all the time. That's why a lot of y'all niggas need to get married, especially or wear rubbers. Do something. Slow down. You can kind of eliminate a lot of these things. So if that happened, I do feel like I guess it's a hard bar, but still for me, if I'm Drake, nigga, I still had your baby moms. You got 2 kids with Rihanna, nigga. I had her before, and we was public. We were public. Like out of Rihanna, like Rihanna done dealt a lot of niggas, but the 3 niggas that everybody gonna remember off the top of their head is Chris Brown, Drake, and ASAP Rocky. And ASAP Rocky the only one that got kids with her. So like it's like I hear that shot you saying that shot can hit, and I'm sure for realistically,
that's a big difference, nigga. My baby mama is Rihanna, your baby mama's whoever.
But listen, I get that. So no. So what's the bigger bragging right?
I got Rihanna.
So no, you're missing my point. My question is, what's the bigger bragging right? Is it more you hit my baby moms than this a porn star? Wow, nigga, I hit your baby moms as a billionaire. That's a more of an accomplishment. What are you talking about? Hitting a porn star ain't an accomplishment.
Okay, when you put it that way, but I'm just saying that's my wife. I mean, that's my baby mom.
But I had her first. I can hit the Ray J on you. So it's just that's
I'd rather Rihanna be my baby.
Listen, no. We listen to what I'm saying. I think anybody with common sense and a brain cell or 2 ears will want Rihanna to be their baby mother over whatever baby mama Drake stuck with. But what I'm sitting here saying is, I get the joke, and I would be sick if that was the case. If that's how I came across having my kid is in the midst of a threesome or orgy or whatever the case may be, I would be sick to my stomach. Mm-hmm. I'm sure everybody would be sick to their stomach. And if that is the real scenario, I can't never be mad why Drake keeps shooting at ASAP Rocky and Rihanna then. Because that's what really happened. Then, nigga, every time I get pissed off, I think about this, why I got this goddamn kid, nigga, I'm going to shoot shots at you. So it's like, I mean, I get it. Like I said, again, the original even starting all of this is shout outs to Akademiks. To me, he was one of the biggest winners of the weekend. Kendrick Lamar is on the clock because Kendrick Lamar, like I said, Rick Ross is going to knock literally all the air out of this because y'all got to remember, though, Rick Ross went up against 50 Cent, prime 50 Cent. And he came out with BMF after that. So trust and believe, Rick Ross can see that he see this momentum. Like, dog, I ain't had real conversation. You got that, but him and Meek Mills put out a whole album. Nobody talked about it. Nobody cared about it. This is the most traction and motion he didn't have outside of dating that girl who can't make beef, whatever that shit was that she was making.
Hamburger helper.
Yeah, hamburger helper. Like, what are we talking about? Like, think about this stuff.
And his baby mother.
And his baby, guess what? Listen to the same thing. Is at one point in time, I'm sure his baby mother was getting booked for more shows than he was. And I don't want to call her baby mother, Tia Kemp, because I hate when they keep trying to down, like, even when other, like the Breakfast Club or Joe Budden, any of them pick, like, don't say her name. That girl she got more followers and more motion right now on social media than all of y'all. So say her name. Stop trying to disrespect her like, oh, that's just Rick Ross' baby mother. No, that's Tia Kemp. Nigga, she's lit. Let's be clear. And a shout out to Lil Meech, because Lil Meech is absolutely smart. If I'm Drake and I really want to take it to the floor and take it to hell with you, one, I'm going to call Tia Kemp. I'm going to, next time I dish you or address you, you should absolutely let Tia Kemp do the intro. The intro to the song and the outro to the song. And put her in the video.
I don't know about putting in a video, but
shit, nigga, you want that video to go viral, right? Nigga, she sneezes, she go one. When you talking about, and we
just put her voice on it. I don't think we need to see her.
I want to see her. I want her to go crazy. I want her to do something silly. Nigga, I'm putting her in the video. But again, like I said, to me, right now, Rick Ross he has helped give his career extreme CPR. Cause just think about the time, like, dog, we talking about at one point in time, what was like last summer, no, it was him going back and forth with DJ Envy. Like, let's be clear, Rick Ross ain't been lit for music in a long time. And to be honest, like, that diss track was cool. Like, it sounded like a regular Rick, it sounded like a good Rick Ross song. Now we talking about this because people looking, because let's be clear, the same thing we were upset with J. Cole about, because the tempo of the beat wasn't the same as the Like That jump. So that, and I appreciate Drake for keeping that tempo. It's like, okay, you diss me on a high up tempo song, I'm going to address you on a high up tempo song as well. So you gotta kind of like, I'm cool. I like that part. Like, that to me is fire. So let's keep it there.
All right, so what do you think Drake is waiting on to put the actual
the Kendrick Lamar jump? Cause nigga, you know that I can drop music faster than you, so I'm
that's
the ball in your court.
That's what you think he waiting on?
Yeah, the ball in your court.
Okay.
I don't have to. What I'm rushing for? The ball is absolutely in your court now. I put the ball, and the crazy thing is, the drop and give me 50. I didn't even know that meant he was saying because it's a 50-50 split. So basically, 50% of Kendrick Lamar music he wasn't getting profiting off of. So that's why he kept saying, drop and give me 50, or you got to ask Top, or you got to do this, that, and the third, because they were getting the percentages of the music. So I'm like, dang, he was just going crazy. And then even I'm sure people was like, oh, why you sitting here saying the big three? And he was probably saying, like, who make more money for Interscope? All of them signed to Interscope. And he was saying, nigga, it's Travis, it's 21, it's SZA, which is the truth.
Damn.
And that's why he threw that Interscope line at the end.
Damn.
When he called them through the big three and he threw that. So that's just like, and I get it. I understand there's a lot of people who just love music and you just, oh, Kendrick Lamar's a pure artist. But a lot of these other things, the stats and numbers have to come up as well. And I'm sorry, it's just some of them boxes he just don't check off.
But that's why I just asked, like, with this going back and forth, if a real blow is thrown, who career would it hurt more? Like, if let's just say if Kendrick comes out and he reveals some, because even like the whole Pusha T shit when he bought out the whole son, like that was, like, damn, you got a whole kid. So I'm just like, if anything more because like even with the battle, I feel like that's probably why main reason why J. Cole might have backed out of it is just like, you don't want to get in there where we throwing real shots and then now something.
Yeah, I think to me, for Drake, probably the only type of crazy shot that can really hurt him that he can't bounce back from is if like he was on some fruit boy shit. Like, if he come out and say he was like gay or he was on some like, yeah, that would be a tough one for him. Let that joke.